Good evening, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm turning my phone down because someone will call me right when I'm in the middle of talking to you all. But good evening to everybody. I hope everybody is having a great Thanksgiving weekend, and I hope you guys have found plenty. What are you
I
doing?
don't know. There's some. Oh, I got it. There was
What
something
was
in my
it?
hair.
Chicken shit?
I don't know. Probably. I'm sorry.
I'm like, what are you doing, you dork? Let's get some hellos in here real quick. Twyla Varn was the first one in. I don't know what that message means, but anyway, Star Dope. Good evening to you, Terminator. Good evening, Dana Green. How are you? She says, "Oh my gosh, having a hard time staying awake. I've been cooking all day." Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with that. You're making many people around you happy, Dana. My friend Gypsy's in the house. Hey, Vicky Pullins here. Not that kind of Karen. Says, hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. Yep, the famous Terminator's in the house. And Sandy's in the house as well. Blessings to you back. MJ from Wisconsin is in the house. Yep. Lots of Thanksgiving wishes. She sent me a beautiful email earlier that just had me absolutely laughing, making fun of me falling down you guys remember from the last live, I was going through the kitchen and tripped over the seeds and spread the seeds all over the place, and she was poking fun at me, but it was pretty cool. Mary Michelle, good evening to you. Let's see here. Songs of Joy, good evening. Tom, what's up? You rock. Hey, American Roots is in the house. Oop, I tried to click on it. American Roots is in the house. Good to see you guys. One More Rock's in the house. Man, they go by so fast. Like I try to click on them and then I miss them. Anyway.
Too bad you can't play that video that MJ sent you.
I don't know how to get a video with sound. I know how to play the video. I just don't know how to get it with sound. But anyway. Hey, look at that. My beautiful aunt. Miss Julie Jackson is in the house. Yep. What's up, Julie? Sharon Stock is in the house. ACM. What's up? That's my buddy Adam. And the absolute world famous Silver Lining is in the house tonight. We're going to talk about you a little bit and the bed you made for the dogs. And it was really special, I have to tell you. Dorothy Holloway, good evening to you.
She's already going,
oh no, what am I doing? I know. But it's all good. It is super, super good. I'm super glad to be here on Friday. And before we get started, I wanted all of you guys to know that I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for you because you motivate me. You motivate me to stay on course, and you motivate me to keep doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And you might not know it, but you guys really do, because I get so much encouragement. Guys, I can't tell you the number of emails and messages I got on Thanksgiving wishing us a happy Thanksgiving or, whatever it is. But I love what the community's grown to be. And I just wanted you guys to know that I'm thankful for you. Carrie Davis, good evening to you. And Kentucky Goatman is back. We're not talking about peeing tonight. At least I don't, not yet. Casey, KY Goatman, FYI. And then the famous big kids in the house. Pretty cool. So what do you want to talk about first, Miss Pumpkin? Let me start.
Sure.
Okay. Some out of the way. So I woke up Thanksgiving morning, which, by the way, we haven't had our family Thanksgiving yet. It is Sunday. But I woke up Thanksgiving morning to my phone letting me know that someone had pulled $2,500 out of my account over about 4 transactions in the middle of the night, and they were smart. So they took out like $1,300 at 11:50, and then right at 12:04 in the middle of the night, they took out another, $1,200 or whatever. So they actually were pretty smart about it, knowing that they reset limits. And, I thought it was smart on their part, but it's okay. We got a hold of the bank and they gave me all my money back and it was all fine. But that was not.
Well, they're working on it.
Yeah, they haven't.
They said they will, but.
Yeah.
But you have to wait.
Yeah. Well, but I'm glad there's that protection in there, right?
Yeah.
And, I've been buying enough stuff online lately because I've got projects going on. But anyway, it was one of those things. But Nidos is in the house. Good evening to you. Yeah, let me see here. Silver Lining says the bed for the dogs. Yeah, the bed for the dogs you made. Oh, my goodness. They say that your memory is the first to go, Silver Lining. And you're clearly pointing out that this is true tonight.
What was that? So, what was it? Elderly? What what age is?
Yeah, so she told me her age, and then she said she's not elderly. And so I looked it up on my phone, and my phone said 65, but of course I didn't tell her that. I said, no, it says 1 year earlier than what she was. And so I told her she was now a senior citizen, and you should have seen the look. Like just
yeah, he made it up.
I made it up, but it was just a gasp. I let her in pretty quick that she wasn't a senior citizen yet, but
But it was funny.
it was funny either way. Yep. Grateful Hearts Ranch. Good evening to you. And our friend Mandy Garrett is in the house, as is EZ. Let me see here. Terminator says, talking about pumpkin, I just made pumpkin butter delicious. Well, that sounds good.
Pumpkin butter.
Silver Lining said she's sticking her tongue out at us. Yeah. Yeah. Gypsy says, good thing they only took make-believe stuff. You know what? I get a fair amount of heat because I say money's the land of make-believe, even though you need it, to get through life because it's the way the system is set up. But it is really the land of make-believe. And if you study how money works now, it travels. It is, but unfortunately, Gypsy, it's a necessary make-believe, I guess is the word we would say. Yep. And Indiana Mike's in the house. Good evening to you and ahoy back. I hope everything's going good where you guys are at. I hope so. Yeah. So I lost a little bit of money, right? You and I went Black Friday shopping today, right?
Yep, we lost a little bit more.
Yeah, we lost a little bit more.
We supported our local Home Depot.
Yeah, we did. We didn't go Black Friday shopping from the perspective of we got up at 5 o'clock in the morning and went.
And had to get that computer.
Yeah, none of that kind of stuff. Like I didn't even think we left the house till 10 a.m. Right, by the time chores were done and all of that kind of stuff. But
and then we had to go jumpstart a car, and then we had to go.
Right.
So
it was a while before we got there, but we got to roam around. We got to spend the day together, which was super nice.
Yes,
we don't get to do that a lot.
And we got a new toilet.
Yeah, we bought a new toilet. Yeah,
I love them sales.
Bought some tools, and some batteries, and a ladder.
Yep. Ooh, some lights.
Yeah,
like the lights that
LED
open up
lights.
that have there's like a bulb in the center, and then there's 3 bars of lights that go out.
Yep.
You screw that into a light bulb.
Just a regular socket and just an LED light. Yeah, but they were like
$1.99.
Yeah, or something. Just something I can. And what I'll do is I'll use them as I'm constructing
like a closet here and there to try to
so that I can't really hurt them.
Right.
But
when you're sanding drywall, light helps.
Yes. Aljo's in the house. Good evening. And the instigator himself, Hippocrates Garden, is in the house. I'll just put it up there. What has he got here? It says, does Jumpstart harken back to the days of jumping up to kick a starter? No, it's pulling up to a house and taking jumper cables out.
Jumpstart.
Yeah, because the battery was dead. And then Jesus is in the house. Good evening to you as well. But Black Friday was cool for us. It wasn't super busy. There wasn't tons of people. We avoided all of that. So
I got a new pair of insulated work bibs.
You got 2 insulated work bibs and 2 coats.
Yes. 2 pairs.
Yeah.
So I busted my zipper out on my other one. So I was just snapping it at the top, and then it's like a gaping openness.
Yeah.
So I need to see if I can find somebody to put a zipper in the other ones.
No, I got somebody who'll do it for you.
And then I've got a pair. And then if it gets dirty, I have another pair.
And then another pair.
And then another. Well, I have the broken pair, and then I have 2 brand new pairs. And I got the youth size because they're like significantly cheaper.
Yeah, a youth extra large is the same as a small, short woman.
Gotta love it.
Mandy said she's learning to make homemade cheese while listening. Hope it turns out like it's supposed to. Well, I can tell you that I've watched B go through the process of making cheese a few times, and it gets a small percentage better each time.
I think the last time I made it, it was edible.
Yeah, it was edible.
The first time wasn't so much.
Not so much. Yep, not so much. Yeah, Big Kid says the older you get, the more light you want. Julie says duct tape.
Well, that way you don't, trip down the stairs.
B, way to be a bargain shopper. Yeah, everything we bought today was super cheap. We really didn't even go into town to get anything other than 1x10s. Yeah. I needed 1x10s for a project I'm working on, and that's the only reason we actually went to town. But we ended up going to Menards, Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart.
That's it.
Is that it? Yeah. And then we came home. But anyway.
In Walmart, we got like socks and, necessities.
Yeah. Yeah.
So romantic. I love being warm.
Yeah. Big Kid said Amazon had a good deal on insulated leather gloves, so he ordered a couple.
Ooh.
Unique Preppin says, I love you guys. Hey, we love you too. And you know what, Unique? One of these days, you and I need to do a live together. I think it'd be fun, or a video, or whatever, however we pull it off. KY Goatman says, bye, y'all. Well, in and out. All right. So anything else you want to talk about Black Friday? Then
Well, so we were gone all day, and that means we come home and the house is cold. Nobody here to stoke the fire. So we leave, we're gone all day. Well, technically the fire burnt out through the night, and I did not light a fire before we left, thinking that we were going to go to town, get a few hours in, come right back. We got home at what time?
4.
Four,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere in there. And the house, it was 61 in our bedroom. And some people like it to be 61 when they sleep. I think it's cold.
No.
Especially when the kitchen gets in the 90s and it's like, oh, this feels great.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to let you girls in on a little secret. Okay.
You girls.
Yeah. Just girls. We need to know
Any
this.
girls?
Any girls this will apply to. You ready for some good, deep managing your husband advice?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Give us some deep managing husband advice.
Okay. If we keep it warm in the house, then you guys like to sleep in 47 layers of pajamas and stay on the other side of the bed. If we keep it cold, you snuggle with us. Guys, if you're sitting there next to your wife, tell them this is true. We don't want the house hot because I want you to snuggle with me while I sleep.
I thought you just liked it coldest when you sleep.
No.
You've always wanted it in the 60s, and I'm like, it is too cold in here.
Mm-hmm. Tringo's in the house. Good evening to you. Jesus says, I went to a Dollar General and my local mom and pop grocery. Stuff I needed skipped the Black Friday sales. Who can pass up a broom and dustpan for a penny?
What?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yep. Unique says, I'm down for doing a video with Tag. Yeah, let's do it. Just send me an email so I know how to get a hold of you and we'll come up with something. Let me see here. Starla says, went right by. Starla says, it's called penny shopping. Tuesday, I got all kinds of seed trays. Oh, cool.
Penny
Super
shopping.
Cool. Hey, Skanes girl's in the house. What's up, bud? Midwest Ribeye says 62 is my sweet spot. Yeah. Yeah. Put your bed beside the wood stove like me.
I would. Then I wouldn't even have to like move to throw a log in.
Yeah, Tina says that's so good. I'm telling you guys, it's good advice. Your husband, I promise you, does not want you coming to bed in 12 layers of pajamas. And socks and all that. I promise you he doesn't.
But when it's
no way.
You're like a heater. And so
exactly.
I get next to you and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm sweating. And then I try to take the covers off. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's too cold.
Yeah. So imagine a world where it was 50 degrees in our room and you wouldn't sweat. You'd be up in the covers. We'd be all cuddled and sleeping all warm like it was supposed to be.
It'd be like an oven. It'd be all like moist and warm. And...
Yeah. Nito says, just the opposite with hubby and I. I'm the one who wants it to be cooler. But same thing, right? So as long
so she wants it cold, so she would snuggle.
Yeah, well, no. So if I don't know whether she's a snuggler or not. See, it depends on whether or not she's a snuggler. Pocker says, don't know about that, but I do miss really slick bench seats and taking the right hand corners fast. One more rock says, the colder the better. Amen. That's what I say. Yeah. Yeah. Unique says it's been snowing here all day. We're supposed to get snow, but not yet. It's 28 degrees right now. It's about what it is here now outside, but 74 in the cabin. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm anti pajamas. I'm anti sweats. I'm anti socks. I'm anti all of that stuff. And I'll continue to move the temperature and continue to encourage you to keep a temperature in a place that you don't come
in sweats
to bed in overalls.
Not overalls, but sweats I could see.
No. All bad. All bad. All right, what you got first thing on your list before I get?
Well, so I had two things you already
What's that?
Talked about. So it's wood hauling season. We got snow coming. We got. I've been hauling in wood. Well, I had one crate out there, so I went ahead and brought that in, and then I had to ask you to move me some more over, so I wasn't going too far with my cart. And I got my wheels fixed on my wood cart.
So since we're talking about all of that, I asked you what you wanted for Christmas. What did you tell me?
Something to warm my heart.
So you guys want to see something funny? I gotta find it my slideshow here.
Yeah, he goes.
She says, I called her and I said, what do you want for Christmas, baby? And just so I could get some kind of ideas. And I found a great deal on something that would help her. That would help her, right?
Oh my gosh.
Right? And you said you wanted something to warm your heart. So I got to see what I brought home. Ready?
Not exactly what I was talking about. Oh my gosh.
I found a good deal on a couple extra cords of wood. And she wanted something to warm her heart, right? One More Rock says, don't you have the potential for 4 inches? Yeah, that's what I understand. But they're never right. So I promise you we won't get 4. We'll get nothing or 7, but we will not get 4.
That sky looks good in the background.
Yeah. So B wanted something that would warm her heart, so I brought her home something that would warm her heart.
Yeah,
right?
I was thinking a little something like more, I don't know, romantic or
yeah. Well, you guys want to see something more funny? So now, since there's wood, right, and she's got crates out there, so we haul everything in crates. So now we've got to do something with it, right?
Yeah, we have to do something with it.
Yeah. So if you look, there's wood. So we put them in these crates, and you guys know these IBC totes that you get. So we use the plastic in them. I just fill them with trash and haul them away. I keep the crates so that my skid loader can pick them up and haul them around. But if you guys, I don't know if you guys can see Bee's face there. She is thrilled to be hauling wood right there.
Hey, Merry Christmas. Get your own wood.
Yeah, right. Yeah, One More Rock said that's a pretty picture, very romantic. I think her hauling a crate's very romantic too, One More Rock.
What are you doing? I'm moving the crate.
Ghetto, look, see, I'm onto something. It says I plan on giving wood to my wife on Christmas too. See?
Yeah.
I give you wood for Christmas. Ghetto gives his wife wood for Christmas. Life's good.
It's the prepper thing.
It must be. It must be. What's up, Ghetto? Ghetto's in the house, by the way. As is Tamber Smith. I think I didn't miss anybody. I miss anybody up there? Oh, if I did, I'm sorry. I don't think so.
Eagle Lover, Texas.
Eagle Lover, Texas. Now, so I think I already said that though. And Gizmo, I think I said that. Good evening, Gizmo, if I didn't. And the greatest name on the internet.
Half Bubble Off Plum.
It's in the house. Yeah. Yeah. And Gypsy says moving that pile will warm you up.
Oh, yes.
Oh, hey, my buddy right there, the Flatland Fanatic. Guys, you guys got to check out his channel. That guy is so inspiring. Met him at the Midwest Preparedness Project and thought about him a lot since then. I hope everything's good for you, bud. Let me see here. Julie says, I'm very blessed to have you. I am. She's a wood hauling machine. You know that? She is. Gregory, good evening to you. Dana, good evening. Oh, right here. This is funny. Mandy says, I love Bee's expression. I feel your pain. Big Kid says, cut those tanks into watering troughs or baths. Use the two large sides. Got the two sides that got the largest. Got it. Yeah, we have not done a lot with them. You know how the tank's not perfectly square. There's one side bigger than the other, which is what he's talking about.
So cut it in half and lay it like this?
I think I got one more picture maybe. Oh, yeah. But guys, look, she did a good job. This is on my back porch. So we got, snow coming in. Right there, look, One More Rock says, do you have pictures of how you stack the wood in the metal crates? Oh, I don't know if I don't have one loaded, but yes, I do have pictures of how we do it. Now, sometimes, depending on who's doing it,
sometimes
it's cleaner than other people.
Sometimes it's stacked in there.
Yeah, sometimes.
And sometimes it's thrown in there. You can get more in there if it's stacked.
Yeah, see how.
And it matters.
It does matter. You can fit about a half a cord in there if stacked nicely.
Then do it yourself.
That's right. Half Blum split their wood on Wednesday. Neighbors on Thursday. A mini rotation. Oh, good for you.
That's
good
awesome.
For you. Jesus said, hung up a moving blanket on the north wall of the bedroom. It's cold and drafty in there, and we got cold coming. Yeah, we do too, unfortunately.
What is it in here? Battery.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Tamara says that's an awesome stack of wood. Yeah, but hey, David Strom's in the house. Good evening, bud. Oh, okay. All right, so we got the wood done. B wanted something that would warm her heart, and we met those needs, right?
Yes, yes, you met those needs.
Have I exceeded those needs?
Yes.
See?
My heart runneth over.
See? Look, guys.
With warmth.
See, if you guys, this is another piece of marriage advice. If you just listen, they will tell you what makes them happy. But you just have to listen.
Oh, goodness. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I have to use my words better.
Yes, you do, Pumpkin. Yes, you do. All
yeah,
right.
so we're expecting snow. We got 4 inches coming. I thought it was 1 to 3.
3 is the last I've seen, but they won't get it right. So it won't matter. We just had the Festivus, right?
Festivus.
We haven't had a live since the Festivus. It was fun. There was 50 to 60 people there, and we just pretty much ate.
Yep.
Right.
We had a kids drawing contest.
Oh yeah, that was fun. So we the kids were looking for something to do, and so they wanted to come up with a contest, and so we decided they would all draw a picture of what freedom meant to them, and then there'd be some judges, and so we had Gypsy's better half, Louise, and Silver Lining, and Tracy, which she was a former art teacher, sit down and judge it, and
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the winner in 3 different age categories. We each get $10 because that's all I had on me. And
oh, it was so cute. One of the winners, one of the little boys that won.
Oh yeah, tell the story. Tell the story.
He had 2 $5 bills, and so he was holding them and he was playing with them and walking around with them. And I reached my hand out and I said, "Can I have one of those?" And he was like, "What? I got this, won this." And I said, "Can I have one? You've got 2. Can I have one?" And he looked at his money and he looked up at me and he just handed it to me. And I was like, I love you.
So you got your heart warmed twice.
I did.
You're such a lucky girl.
I am.
You really are.
I am. I gotta focus on those times when I'm not so positive.
You know what? When you're not so positive, just think of the wood that I brought home to warm your heart.
I do. I need to.
What a blessing.
And if you leave it parked right there in front of the house, I'll always remember
You'll see it every day?
Yep.
High five. I love you. Well, Maroc says, my son is an arborist, professional tree climber, and cutter. The idea of stacking wood in those is very interesting. Well, Maroc, I'm going to tell you something. I've done it a lot of different ways. And because we heat with wood, that's our primary source. I've tried to master the process. And the cool thing about those crates is because I have a skid steer, we just fill them up all year long. And I've got 14 or 16 of them. And we just fill them up. And so when she needs wood, I can just pick it up with a skid loader and set it on the back deck. And there you go.
Some of them are in better shape than others.
Some.
Because we've
used them.
We've moved them and
yep.
Yeah, a lot.
Hey, Stan's in the house. Good evening to you. You see, Ghetto says, as soon as she asks for a wood chipper, be scared. And well, the funny thing is she asked for one already. And I got it home and rebuilt it, and it runs great, and it's awesome.
A massive one.
She has a real one that would, you'd make light work a tag. Yeah.
Really light.
Yep. Let me see here.
And a skid loader.
Right. Hippocrates says, if wood equals warming one's heart, what's the equivalent in dessert? Well, I got cookies the other day, so I can't really complain. I did just get some. Right?
Yes.
So
yes.
I can't complain too much.
And homemade bread. With sugar butter.
Yeah, let me see here. Easy says, what chocolate do you prefer for your milk? The syrup or the power? Personally, I don't discriminate. Either works. Either works, but I prefer the syrup better if I have a choice. But I would take either because the difference is minimal, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Would you even be able to tell the difference?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, clearly different. Tina says you're so strong to be so little.
Thank
you.
She
is a powerhouse. Well, and I love that she tells me what makes her happy because it makes me keeping her happy so much easier, right?
Yes.
See, she agrees.
Oh, man.
Let me see. Nito says, I'm getting new lights for my sewing room for Christmas. Oh, pretty cool. Flatland says, my son and I are backpacking 26 miles starting at 7 a.m. tomorrow and ending at noon on Sunday. Hopefully it doesn't snow too much. Go have an adventure and learn some skills. Wonderful. Yep. And I think that you're out doing it in this weather when it's going to be cold is awesome too. That makes you tough quick. And what an experience to do that with your boy. I'd love to do something like that with my boy. American Root says it was 78 in Arizona yesterday. Yeah, not here.
Wow.
Not here. I think it was 22 or 23 when we left this morning. My nephew just finished wiring in a new outlet so I can move the upright freezer and finally install my freeze dryer. Oh, cool.
Oh,
it was
wow.
not fun for him, laugh out loud. Yeah, but congratulations, you got it done.
What a win.
Right? What else you got on your list,
Good
Pumpkin?
job. So we went and we together, I guess, I needed help. We went and took the guardian dogs to get spayed, and we found a new vet. Well, I talked to him. There's 2 vets there. So they do house calls on farm animals. And I was like, yeah, I think that's fantastic. And he came highly recommended by a dog breeder that we know. So she had like 50 dogs that she was breeding and keeping and moving around. And so she had a relationship with him for several years with the vet. So I'm excited to have that available, because I didn't really have one that we trusted really. So
No, and the one that's closest to us, we had some hiccups with recently,
mm-hmm.
right? To a friend of ours, so we're reluctant to.
Some bad hiccups.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's it's nice to have a resource.
Ghetto says homesteader men giving wood to their wives for Christmas is the equivalent to city men giving a vacuum cleaner to theirs.
Well, I was always told a vacuum cleaner for Christmas isn't a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, some people really want a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
I was told, absolutely not. You're not ever getting a vacuum cleaner. But wood, I will get you wood. Trailer loads.
I'm road tripping from Southern California to Wisconsin in a 26-foot truck last trip. Oh, my goodness.
That's a long haul.
See, David, it says, do you have family visit or stay with you on your property? Well, we have people here pretty often, David. Someone staying here. My family not typically will come and stay because...
Well, they do when you're gone, so...
Well, yeah, my sister...
They come when you're gone.
Yeah, that's true. But
it just worked out that
way.
My
boys, I have two grown boys, and they live 30 minutes from me, so...
But they have their own... They have their own houses.
Yeah, they have their own things going on, so... Yeah. Typically they don't, but typically I have homesteaders here pretty regularly.
Yeah.
People in the community, which is pretty cool. MJ says safe travels, Gizmo, by the way. Yeah. Let me see. Skanes Girl said he also fixed our heater. The thermal regulator switch was stuck, so we haven't really had any heat. No wonder we're freezing in here. Oh yeah. Congratulations on getting that fixed, huh?
Yes. He sounds like a handy guy to have around. Congratulations.
So you want to show them what else you've been up to?
What I was doing, before the...
So B has been working on rocking this fireplace back here, as you can see, and she's up about, how tall do you suppose that is? 7 feet? 8 feet?
It's to the soffit.
Yeah, and that's probably, it's got to be, it's an 8-foot wall, so it's got to be 9 feet probably. But anyway, she's working on this. This is just a back deck behind one of the spare bedroom in the house. But B has been doing this just like she did the other one. I think she did a pretty good job. What do you think?
So far, so good.
Yeah. You ready to get back at it?
It's coming along. I wish I had the heat to be working on it. Yeah. I got started way too late in the year. So.
Yeah. Well, you got a lot of it up though. That's good.
Well, right. And the good news is it was stacked on the back deck. So at least the majority of it is no longer stacked on the back deck. The cardboard boxes are gone and
this isn't a very good picture because you can't see the top, but that's 2 feet from the top. She's 2 feet away from finishing that thing.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, so she's not very far.
Well, and then once you get past the roof line, it's wrapped all the way around. So I'll have to get up there. The worst thing about it is if you cut it wrong, you have to get back down. So you're up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Which.
Hey, Horse Range Mountain Farms in the house. You guys go check them out.
Gets old fast.
Yeah, look at that. Look at all those great jobs. Great job, B. Great job, B. Looks great, B. Guys, let me tell you how to keep a wife super motivated and productive is you listen to her. When she says she needs something to warm her heart, you listen. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. Look at that. Looks beautiful. Go B. Right? Look at that. B, that looks awesome. Look at all of them. Right? Terminator says, B, you're a true stonemason. Good for you. I've been there and done that with my husband years ago. Yeah, B put all the rock on our house. I didn't do any of it, did I? I don't think so. A couple pieces maybe.
There was a couple pieces on the other chimney that I needed help with the angles because I had cut several pieces, and then when you cut them, then they're wrong, and then now it's a waste. I mean, you could try to use it somewhere else, but when you have these long tapered points that if you get it too short, then you can see underneath it. And so, and my thing, I'm like, okay, just shave it off, just shave it off, just shave it off, just shave it off. Dang it, that was too much. And then it's like, tag. So,
oh, there's a comment coming up that's just great. Just absolutely made me laugh.
So there was a couple of pieces that I needed help with. And I have to say that like that one side of the house over here, that the guy that was like, hey, you have anything that I can be working on helping you with? And you're like, what did he say? Oh, he bid you. He was like, I'll do that for whatever. And you were like, oh, I can't even pass that up. And then the wall's all like, I'm like, dang, I should have just done that myself, because if you put it on there and it does not look good later, it is only your fault.
Bill and Fallon says, shut up, Tag. I'll never get done with my honey-do list. That's what I was laughing at. Bill and Fallon, that actually cracked me up when I read it. Super funny. Gregory wants to know, what's the make of your wood cook stove?
What's the make? What is it?
It's a Kitchen
Queen, but
Grand Comfort
750.
Kitchen Queen Grand Comfort 750. Yep. You see, Stan says, awesome, B. I've been pouring concrete piers for a cabin. Oh, cool. Oh, cool. Okay, so Bill and Fallon is my other half. Got it. That makes sense. Hey, famous rain country's in the house. There is a really, really, really smart lady right there. Yeah, Patrick keeps throwing away his list. Yeah.
Oh no.
You know what though? I think this is actually a really good thing to talk about. I think, and something that's super important to homesteading is that, guys, there's always a list.
Oh.
And if you allow yourself to get caught, I know everybody's joking, but if you allow yourself to get caught up into that, like I don't, I got a million things going on. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm certainly
There is a million things.
There is a million things to do all the time, Gregory says it looks great. Big B says, dang, I thought Tag was a perfectionist. Just in my choice of wives. That's it. Right? That's it.
Aww.
Right. Well, I mean, I had to find someone who
not
could
a perfectionist.
who could take care of the animals and who could rock chimneys and who could
then keep up with you.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, sometimes it is exhausting. He wakes up and he's like, okay, what are we doing today? And I'm like, shut up. It's true. He wakes up just like in the best mood ever. And sometimes I just want to I'm going to get wood.
You were a cheerleader once, weren't you?
I was.
You want to do a cheer for us?
No.
Okay. Oh, that was great. Or should I say, losing his list? Yeah, it's easy.
Losing his list. Yep. I lost it.
Oh, B, what is Tag's to-do list? Hope you have a long one for him.
It's never ending.
B is great at coming up with things for me to do. I got to work in pod 4, which I'm gonna show you guys some pictures a little bit. I got a couple hours in pod 4, but it was several times during that while I was in there. Right? Go ahead, tell him. Go ahead.
I need you to stop what you're doing and come and look at this wheel. Can you just take a picture of it for me?
Yeah, I'm like,
no, I cannot take a picture of the wheel. I need you to come and look at it. And while you're at it, look at these other wheels.
And fix them. And while you're at it, stop what you're doing.
What?
And fix them all.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and there was more than just wheels. What else did you have to make me go do?
I don't remember. There was something else I had. You had to stop now. Oh, the hose. I had to. Oh my gosh. If it is not one thing, it is another. The hose. So the cow walked past the hose and broke the thing off. the 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 thing that I keep repairing.
The female end of the hose that screws onto a nozzle.
Yeah.
Right, okay. It was the
Is
female.
that the female?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to think which end is which end. So yes.
One's an innie, one's an outie. Does that help you?
No.
Okay.
So the way
cracked me
he
up.
built it, he tucked it to the side. So you cannot get your hand in there and screw the hose in. And so it broke. So I had to drag that hose out, drag in another 100-foot hose, and it had a longer, what'd you call it?
A wider female end.
Wider?
Yeah. It had a bit wider.
I thought
You
it
needed
was
more
longer. Anyway, I'm like, you have to stop what you're doing. I have to get water over here. I cannot get the hose connected. And he, what was that vibrating tool?
An oscillating tool.
So he brought it. It's a vibrating tool. It vibrates. Take it over the turkey coop and just literally 4 minutes. And he's
What even
like,
that?
done.
25 seconds.
By the time you stopped what you were doing, walked
No,
over
that was
there,
45 minutes.
brought it back over. It was not 45 minutes. So yeah, zip, 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 zip. Anything else I can do for you? And I'm like, I have been dinking with this hose for 45 minutes, dragging one in, dragging one out, trying to screw it in, first trying to fix the other one, and then it just is broken. It won't stay on. So now I have another broken hose.
Yep, the famous LJC is in the house. Good evening to you.
Good evening.
Rain Country said, hand tag his palms and go back to sleep.
Somebody's got to make his coffee and get the fire going.
That's right.
And haul the wood in.
That's right. Because you want to know what warms my heart? Coffee.
Coffee.
Right?
I thought it was chocolate milk.
That too.
Chocolate milk's
Then
already cold.
Coffee is an
Yes.
evening thing.
Coffee.
And coffee's a morning thing. Chocolate milk is an evening thing.
Yes, it goes
Right.
from one to the other.
Yeah.
And I get them both for him,
Yes. Thank you.
including in the middle of the night. You hear the clang of the straw. It's empty.
I never once have woke
It's
you up.
empty.
Never once.
He doesn't. But I do hear the straw in the middle of the night.
Right. Which is, we do that so that in case you're up, you can get more.
Hey, while you're at it,
Starla says, Rain Country, saw your video today about tube rules. I appreciate you speaking your mind. Hey, Chuck Peoples is in the house. What's up, bud? How are you? WA, good evening to you. Would you hush? Can't see the scream crying so hard. Yeah. Yeah. Amber says it's a vibrator. It's actually called an oscillating tool. Just so everybody knows, that's what it is called. Oh, my Lanta. So many possible t-shirts in this conversation. Yeah. Yeah. Laugh out loud. It's a zip tool.
oh, zip.
Zip, right? B, you need quick connects for the hoses. I buy them all the time. I don't know what happens to them.
I have no idea what a quick connect is.
Yeah, it's where it's basically you could just walk up with your hose and just go.
Oh, like that's
it's
what we had
connected,
at the other house. But they broke the hose off.
Oh my goodness, look who's in the house.
Well, hello.
So I don't get a chance. She don't come on a lot. When she does come on, this is my sister, Bobby, and she's the lady that owns the Water Street Waffle company
Okay.
in Belton, Texas. And I always tell everybody to go eat there. She's famous, and I love her very, very much. And although we're many, many, many miles away, our hearts are still united. Right, Bobby? Now go make Jeff some supper. I got a free 3-bedroom, 2-bath trailer. Cost $500 to move to my lots. What would you do with it? And yes, it's pretty nice. Well, B and I have been talking about bringing in an intern or some, younger couple to come out here and work on the farm with us. So I would probably build an Airbnb out of it, or I'd build something like that out of it. Yeah, that's what I would do with it. Hey, Randy, what's going on? Yeah, Julie says, hey, Bobby. It's Bigfoot tonight. Yeah, something everyone's heard about, but no one's ever seen. Good stuff. All right, so what else you got, Punk? Let's go to the next one.
Oh, hey, what about do you remember what you said about we have the candy season, we have the candy holiday, and followed by the pie holiday, followed by the candy and pie holiday, followed by the booze holiday, followed by, and then
you get into, the candy holiday of Easter and the drinking holiday of St. Patrick's Day and the candy and consumerism of Valentine's Day. I didn't notice it when I was younger, but it's kind of really the reason why I like the Festivus so much is because it's really an attempt to reach out beyond that consumerism, right? And they get us addicted to sugar instead of, family, and instead of, just like, so crazy to me that we go and we spend a day giving thanks to each other and the next day mauling people Black Friday. You know what I mean? It's like the system is just.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. But what you had read that off of somewhere, but they call it flu season.
Yeah, I don't remember what the quote was.
It was we're sugar,
and they call it the flu season.
sugar.
Yeah.
Our body is going, hey, maybe we shouldn't consume so much sugar. It's like.
Hey, my buddy Squatchy's in the house. What's up, Squatchy? Hey, Vicky Pullen says, hey, Bobby, Dan and I live in Willis, and we'll try to sometime to come visit your restaurant. Yeah, it's a beautiful place, and it's a, wait typically to get in and all of that. But make sure you walk in there and you find Bobby and you tell her that you're from Tag and B and, enjoy your gourmet waffles. Yep. Me, my pumpkin butter tastes like pumpkin pie. So delicious. Oh, I bet.
Well, how'd you cook that? Did you just put it in a crock pot and let it simmer?
Tag, where's a good place to order a freshwater tank? Maybe 250 gallons. Right now, I would be checking at Home Depot. Here's the problem with tanks is that the shipping, because you can get them online fairly reasonable, but then it's just as much to get them shipped as it is in most cases. But there have been some clearance deals going out of Home Depot and some of them places recently. We just bought 3 2,500 gallon tanks for $700 a piece. When I say we, not my farm, but the community did. What a fabulous deal. I'd be checking those, Randy, to see if, you can find a clearance deal, because again, the shipping is what kills you.
The shipping. Yeah.
Anybody have any thoughts on the 60th JFK anniversary lately?
Oh.
60th. Man, 60 years. Oh my goodness. How old were you when that happened?
Nice.
How
old were you when that happened?
I don't know. Did you hear that some hostages were freed?
No.
Yeah, so the Palestinians, Israel and the Hamas basically agreed to like a 4 or 5 day ceasefire, and there was some exchange. And so this is how stupid people are. So they exchanged some of the hostages, the women and children mostly of hostages, for jailed Hamas fighters. So Hamas gets fighters, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, but Israel gets women and children back. And it's just absolutely crazy to me. Crazy how we do this. Oh, by the way, no Americans are free.
Wow.
What a freaking mess. Let me see here. What else we got? Randy says great price on the tanks. Oh, it's great price on the tanks.
Yeah, that was a total score. Hey, I'm going to check the fire real quick because I need it warmer.
No, you don't. Just let it burn out. Let it burn out.
No.
Tag, I got my birth certificate today after waiting 4.5 months. Now I can send for my passport. Oh, cool. I'd love to see you down somewhere at one of these festivals or that so we can hang out. And Big B, a sad loss for our country, and the 3-letter alphabet soup needs to be disbanded. I could not agree more. From what I understand about the JFK deal is, he was uncovering a lot of things, and it's so hard to tell what's true and what's not true, right? Because history is written by the victors. But let me see here. Gregory said, I was in first grade. We were told about JFK. Yeah, what do you remember about it? I mean, you still remember it vividly, like how I remember like 9/11, for example, right? Like I could tell you exactly what I was doing, exactly to the minute what happened, what I did during that whole morning. I can just remember it clear as day. Because obviously I wasn't alive when JFK, was assassinated. But let me see. Bobby says, hi, Dan Willis ain't far. Looking forward to meeting you. Please come. Yeah, you should. It's a great place. And Bobby's such a great lady. And Jeff's such a great guy. You know, I've known him, obviously, I've known Bobby a long, long time, but she married my best friend in high school. So I get lucky in that my brother-in-law is the, you know, the person that my sister chose to marry. And they've been together, you know, for like ever, you know, so pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let me see here. Tag, got to send you some pics of a score I got today on solar panels. Oh, please do. Please do. Yeah, Skeins. No, okay. Let me see. Billy sent me an invitation through email for one in May next year. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do next year as far as which ones I'm going to go speak at. I might slow down next year and spend a little more time at home. I don't know. I'm saying that
Don't
now.
do that.
I'm saying that. Yeah.
I just
Turn the heater up. No cookies to bake. You can make everything super hot. No coffee to make in the morning.
I'm gonna sleep in.
Let me see. I was 5. It was the first time I remember my dad crying during the news. Really?
Wow.
Randy Gregory has nothing to say. See, tag. Same here on 9/11. I was the first at my CG station to find out what was going on. Yeah, I'll never forget that day. You know, I didn't think much of it till the second plane hit. You know, I thought it was just something happened, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And then, anyway, it was a big deal. I wonder how he sent me. Someone just sent me that picture.
I remember my dad growing up, when he needed me, if I was upstairs, he would take the light switch and click it on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. And that would just wake me up. And he came and he was doing that. And he's like, Bethany, we're at war. I'll never forget that.
And did you agree that you were at war?
Well, I didn't know what he was talking about. I had to come down and look and see what was going on. So, but yeah, I mean,
Coast Guard, he says. I didn't know what CG was. He said, same here with CG, but he was saying Coast Guard. Or they were saying Coast Guard. Rock on. All right, cool. Well, you guys want to see, so an interesting thing happened. So we had Silver Lining at our house for a while. And you know, Silver Lining's an awesome person. I don't know if you guys, for those of you guys who know her or not, but hardworking, thankful, considerate, all of those kind of things. And she's so considerate that her and B decided that they were going to make a down
comforter
or
bed
for the dogs, right? And so where they were going to make it was the question. So this was outside my back step.
That's exactly how they used to make those. Because now that all of those feathers are dried, I was like, we should have done something with these. That would have made way more sense, because I don't know, you know, butchering one here and there or whatever does not produce this kind of mass problem right outside our door. And I didn't know what I was doing. And now I see the mess and I'm like, crap, I don't want to pick that up. I was wondering if I could get you to like scoot it out of the way with a skid loader blade. And I'm thinking
feathers.
But they're okay, so right there where I'm trying to process wood, now I'm like picking feathers off of the wood because I don't want to bring feathery wood in and throw it in the fire.
And in no part of your process of I'm going to go butcher chickens, you considered any of this.
Never.
And did Silver Lining once say?
Nope.
Oh my goodness.
Nope. No, nothing. So when they were all wet and they were all clumped right there, it was like, no big deal. Now they're drying and blowing all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're really not like blowing away. They're just like blowing right there. And it's a problem now.
Well, you made the dogs a very comfortable bed.
Yes, and they do love to lay right there now, because why not? But now I see that I'm like, because as I'm picking up the wood that I dump right there, I'm thinking this is exactly how they made pillows like back in the day, or blankets, because this would be useful in a situation that we needed to do that for ourselves. I wonder if next time I should just start saving feathers.
Oh my gosh. Please, Lord, no. No, because what's going to happen is I'm going to come down the stairs in the middle of the night having to pee, and there's going to be feathers all over the place because you leave stuff out for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I walked around the corner of the house, and this is where they decided they were going to butcher chickens, and this is what
this is the mess outside the back door.
I'm like, what is up with this?
Yep.
Oh,
and I'm like, I don't know how to pick that up because underneath is gravel. So the road is underneath it.
Yeah, I got to show you something. Put your hand like this. Just like this. Okay. Okay, and go like this.
I know. Sometimes I'd be like, you're such an idiot. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Intervision FM says I was 4 years old. I remember with my mother, with Wayne, and she was folding clothes and watching the funeral on a black and white TV. Mm. Yep. Gregory says another kid came bursting into the classroom and told us, and then it was a somber day, remembering the funeral on TV. I just remember all the grown folks standing around watching the news and not talking, just crying when presented. Kennedy. Yeah. Midwest Rabbi says, can you compost the feathers? You could. WA says, looks like mixed leaves. Yeah. Mm-hmm. One More Rock says, this is how you learn. What have you learned, B?
I need to not do it like that.
Yeah. The problem with butchering and harvesting animals is that we have a dedicated butcher harvest area that needs to be built. And we have the area for it. We know what we're going to build. We've collected a lot of the equipment. You know, Bee's got pretty much everything she needs right outside of her processing kitchen, but it's just not a project I can get to. And so she's doing it. And I'll show you guys another picture here. Let me see here if I can find it. So this one was funny too at the exact same time. Silver lining, I'm totally going to pick on you guys. Now, let me get through some of these real quick. Let me get caught up. Make feather meal for the garden. They make feather blowers, you know. Leaf blower. Bee runs those through her chopper and add it to your compost. Silver lining says, it crossed my mind. I thought the wind would carry them off. I'll be the girls' favorite guests. Yeah, They're just going to blow off.
They're just, but so like blowing one way is into the pond, blowing the wind usually
Gizmo
doesn't
says,
blow
just
to
use
the
a shop
west.
vac. Just use a shop vac. Except you'll vacuum up all the gravel too. Jesus says, I swept leaves off the gravel the other day. It didn't get them all, but it was enough. So it wasn't slippery. Sent you a pic on freesteading. Okay, got it. I would have to log in to go get it, so that's why I have not seen it. I collected probably 20 gallons of green black walnuts. Some of the husk ended up in my rainwater compost. Gotta go. Good night, all. Love you, Tag and B. Love you, Bobby Jeff. Julie Jackson, you have yourself an incredible evening. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for you.
I was just getting ready to say that.
Good.
Happy Thanksgiving. We love you.
Okay. Especially with it freezing every night now, makes it harder to do concrete projects. Yeah. And I don't have the bandwidth for another project.
Ugh. Put it on the to-do list.
He says there were 9 when JFK was killed. Yeah, there's Bobby. Okay, so here we go. So anyway, so Lisa's here and B are here, and they're getting ready to butcher all these chickens. And they come to me and say, hey, we need some more to hang the cones. Because B's got a bunch of cones that she, cuts their heads off with. And so I'm like, why don't we just screw them to a tree? You've got a whole forest out there.
No.
Pick your 4 trees. No, I don't want that. Okay, where is it you want to do this at? I want to do it over there. Well, there's nothing over there. So I'll pull a trailer up. You can screw them to the side of my trailer, but now there'll be blood and everything everywhere. Okay, so you want to do that. So we went walking around and we found a stand that I had bought at an auction for $4 one day. And it's just a metal stand. And I thought I'll stack something in it. And the metal in it's worth $4, at least to me. And so this was the stand. And so they had me screw those kill cones with self-tapping screws to that stand that I bought for $4. And that's where they did the deed. Right?
Yeah, that stand came in very handy.
Vicky says, just let the snow cover the feathers. Yeah, it's probably what she's going to do.
Well, I don't have a choice right now.
No, you have tons of a choice.
Like what? What am I supposed to do?
Rake them up and put them in a trash bag.
No. Rake them up? Rake up feathers?
Yes.
And then what?
Warm your heart with them.
I'm gonna warm your butt with them.
I was a month old when Kennedy was killed. Yep, the people my husband and I were doing a stone job for was supposed to be on the first plane that hit the towers, but switched to an earlier flight. Ugh. Crazy. That's Rosie in the background, by the way, and Beast Chicken Coop. But anyway, so now I have to take all of these off and go put my stand back where it belongs.
Oh, you're going to keep that stand? You don't want me to keep that stand as a kill?
I don't care.
Part of the...
If whatever's fine. Carrie wants to know what happened to the rooster from last week's failed butchering.
He's just running around like he's got he's got some impact wounds, but they're scabbing over nicely. He will not let me hold him any longer.
They were buddies.
As soon as I
point.
try to, he didn't really like come to me to like pick me up, but he didn't really run from me either. But now he's absolutely running from me. And he's missing one of his what do you call that? The pokey things out the side of his leg.
These back claws?
Yeah. He's missing one. I don't know what I didn't.
Did you cut it off?
No, I didn't do it.
Did Silver Lining cut it off?
It might have happened when he flipped himself out of the cone. I don't know, because he was, he was in there. But
Jesus says
spur, yes, spur.
Yeah, it says that's what I'm saying. Sweep them up. Same concept as take the broom, was just closer for me. Yeah, just that'd be fine. Yeah, WA says I saw a pretty cool stand on YouTube made of 2x4s. But here's the thing: I really don't want to build anything too permanent because she's going to have. I've already got the footings poured. I just haven't poured the slab yet. And then I haven't put the building up obviously either. But she's going to have a dedicated area, and she'll have a place that's got a washable, cleanable, thing. I just got to get to it. Those feathers are gold for the garden. Yep, spur. Big B says that's close to $4.99 of steel Black Friday deal of the year. Yeah, I love buying stuff like that. I never know what I'm going to make it out of or what I'm going to put in it. Yeah, spear. You mean spur? Let's see here. We use a pallet and T-post to mount our cones. Save the blood for fertilizer. Works great. Yeah. Yeah, that stand was small and portable. I want to give her, she's got a really nice processing kitchen. And, she has all the meat grinders and bandsaws, and she has all of those things that we've collected for her. I just need to get her a butchery because it's not just about chickens. It's also turkeys. It's also beef. It's also those things. And I'd like to be able to, bring, when you dispatch a cow, pick it up by the skid steer, drive it over and set it up on her, and she's good to go, and it's all hanging there. It's all ready to go is my ultimate goal. But that will be for someday and certainly won't be for today. Right. I just can't get to it. Speaking about what I can get to. So one of the really cool things for me is because we're getting closer to it being cold out, right? We're supposed to be getting snow. I get to turn my attention back to the inside, which I left pod 4 last year in March.
Not last year. We're in the same
year. I'm talking about in March of this year.
Yeah.
I walked out of pod 4 and I didn't go back in there to work at all year, because what happens is, and you guys know this because you guys homestead too, you chase the weather. And so we get into the springtime, early spring, and I've got to get the gardens ready, and the gardens got to go in, and there's got all these other things and all the outside work that has to be done. So I'm not afforded the time or the ability to work inside because I've got to get the outside stuff done. So anyway, I've spent just a couple hours in pod 4, really just trying to get myself all kind of caught up. But I thought I would show you guys some pictures so that as I progress through it, you'll remember kind of where we were and that. Let me see here. Can we get cut up here real quick? Take the Ride 23 says just lost 2 hens, possibly from hawks. The heads were eaten off. We had a net over them, but left it off this past weekend. That was a bad idea. We have to put the net back over them tonight. Now, I've never seen a hawk just eat the head, right? Possums I've seen eat the heads. Coons I've seen eat the heads, but I've never seen a hawk. Usually they take them and they're gone, and you just see a couple.
I've had possums eat the heads.
Yeah, but I've never had a hawk.
And I've seen hawks take the whole bird.
Right,
and I don't know if it sat there and ate for a while, but usually they just come and go.
Yeah.
And they're migrating right now, so they're there's plenty of hawks out now around here. We had the neighbor call. I don't know if I told you. I had the neighbor call me the other day and say that he saw a hawk dive down over my bird area. So he was calling to check on my birds and to let me know that, that there's might be something that I need to do. But mine were all accounted for. I count them.
This is interesting. Hawks and owls do just take the heads. We just found a headless squirrel. Interesting. I did not know that. I did not know that. Yeah, Gregory says tree stump, 2 nails, and a corn knife works for us.
Mm-hmm.
My rooster marbles I hatched this spring. I was going to keep, but now he has attacked me twice. So now he's got to go in the stew pot. Yep.
My goose bit my ankle today. I went in there with tennis shoes on. Oh, I bet you because he didn't recognize my shoes. Because I've never worn tennis shoes in there before. And
yeah, but he knows
came
you.
Up and bit
your goose.
My ankle.
Yeah, maybe the possum. Maybe it was a possum. We didn't see it. Well, I don't know. I just have never seen a hawk or every bird attack. We lose them to birds every year. They just take the bird. And what you see, what's left over is a pile of feathers on the ground or a few feathers
scattered,
and they're just gone. I've never seen them just eat a head, but there's some really smart people in here that says it does happen. So Tamara says we all feel like idiots sometimes.
Thank you, Tamara.
Some more than others.
Often.
And Gregory sounds like a possum. Yeah, that possum would be the number one culprit for just a head, in my opinion. But let me see. Had the electric net live, but it hasn't been getting real hard. Oh, yeah, so it's not hitting them too hard. And maybe it was a hawk. Like I said, I just had never seen that, But let me see. My nanny was watching as the world turns. I was 3. I remember black riderless horse. Let me see. Run some 2-strand twisted steel wire in an X shape over the run. No net needed.
Oh. Stranded twisted steel wire.
Mm-hmm.
I could totally do that.
Oh, really? I want to watch this. Can I film it?
Yeah, it probably wouldn't look like what you would make it look like, but that would
when you said you could, you meant we.
I was hoping to get a net over the top of my bird, the chicken run, but I've got those pillars in there, so I don't know if you would have to do 3 separate X's then, or if one big X. Because I assume that's just to keep them from coming and going.
Probably is more for what they see than anything,
So then you would have to have I would have to have 3 separate ones probably then.
Yeah. Let me see here. Rats are our biggest issue in the coop. Senior horse feed is working great in the Ratinator.
Senior horse feed.
Senior horse feed? Sweet horse feed? I don't know what senior horse feed is. Senior horse feed? Maybe it's for old horses. You know how you buy old food for dogs?
Dogs.
Elderly. Let me see here. I'm sorry they're talking. Yes, B, put an end in a drill and go. Yeah.
And twist it.
Yeah, it's super, super easy. All right, let me show you guys Pod Force. This is what I'm working on. So these are different pictures. This is upstairs in Pod 4. This is where I left it. So I've got the drywall pretty much done. These are also upstairs. See my TV? You guys laugh at me. There's a little piece, that white piece, a little piece of mud. I drag a TV around with me. This is my work TV. And so what I do, I just put YouTube on or I put whatever on and I watch old movies that like Waterworld that I've seen a million times.
I'm glad you're getting your Waterworld fix.
Yeah. This is downstairs. So we set that tree last year. So that's the tree. Because if you guys remember from the videos, B made the comment to me that she wanted a pole in the bedroom.
I wanted a pole to hold the poles up.
Yeah.
So that it wasn't, wiggly.
Yeah.
I didn't want a rail that would like wiggle over time.
Yeah. She wanted something solid at the
end. Again, I have to watch my words.
Well, I'm very fond of this because I think the tree is going to be super cool. This is on one side of our bedroom. And so this will be going up to that room I was just showing you guys upstairs. So I'm super, super cool. So let me see here. Pete says, yes, old horse feed. Got it. Yeah, it works on a 20 by 60 run. Let me see, B. I've always wondered what kind of greenhouse you have. We have never seen it. Oh, it's been in a few pictures. Just a small. It's 12 by 28.
I thought it was 16.
Might be 16 by 28. I don't
Yeah.
I don't remember. It's not
'Cause-
super big, but the senior feed has extra vitamins for their joints.
And so rats love it. I'll
Yeah.
have to keep that in mind because I caught a rat in my chicken coop finally. I caught the rat.
The molasses and the sweet horse feed would attract the rats. Yep. WA says that looks cool. Yeah, that's my pole. I love my tree pole.
Tree pole.
Yeah. Let me see here. I used fishing line crisscross a grid.
Mm.
And this might be coming in late. She says spurs. This tree is actually super important. So this is a cedar tree. And this is one of the trees we knocked down when we dug the pond. And it was a big enough one that I saved it. I didn't know whether I was going to mill it or whatever. And then when I stripped the bark off of it, I just thought that's just so cool.
Yeah.
You know, that it's just such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful tree.
And it goes all the way up and is attached to the
trusses.
I was gonna say rafters.
Those are trusses. Yeah. There's trusses above them. But so anyway, that's one side of my bedroom. And this is the other. So I'm standing at the tree. And so I need to get all of this finished. But you guys see, I got pretty close, right? Last year. I guess it was this year, but early parts of this year to getting this room done. This will be our master bedroom. And I am super, 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 super excited about getting it all done and, you know, getting on to the next gig. But anyway, I thought you guys would appreciate at least seeing it. And so I'll pick it back up right here. We're going to get next will come the ceilings. We're going to get them finished so I can get them textured in. Then we'll get the walls done. We'll get them all in primer. The wall behind the stove will have rock on it. And if I can pull it off, the opposite wall of where the stove is, you can't see it in this picture, but I want to use a bunch of the wood that I milled, you know, as we come across, but
like different woods so that it's like a mix of color.
Yeah, actually, I'll tell you something funny about this Big B. Let me see if I can go back. I think I can go back. So these rails, the steel rails, this is one day, you know, you got to listen to your spouse, right? Because they'll tell you what makes them happy. I had these 4 in a pile and they were sitting out by the powerhouse laying in the dirt. And
didn't you cut those?
No, well, I cut them. Yeah. Once I put them in, I cut them.
No, I thought that I thought that's 2 poles that you cut in half.
No, those are 4 poles.
Okay.
I just cut a foot off each end of them or whatever it was. But anyway, so my wife was constantly complaining because they were laying there. So I just said, you know what, fine, I'll get them. And I picked them up and I made rail out of them. And then that was the end of that. Right. You see, I remember 9/11 and the gas lines 5 miles long. Ooh. Thank you, One More Rock. B, it looks like you're going to have your bed near the stove. Laugh out loud.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, spend much time in the rocking chair tag? No, no, I didn't. None. I didn't build it for me.
Yeah.
Apparently.
On the other picture.
Oh, let me see here.
The rocking chairs that we were gifted.
Oh, back there. Yeah.
Yep.
B stuck them in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna move them before we start sanding.
Yes, and you should. Tag, why did you put the stove so high? I always thought the lower the better. Well, actually, this is an interesting topic, right? Because you and I talked about this.
Yes.
But because I did not want to have to bend all the way over at level, I wanted to be able to put it in at not really waist high because I'm a pretty tall guy. But that's why I did that. I also think it gives it character because if you were in my living room, which is through that archway, it goes back in there into my living room. The big fireplace that's in there has big concrete mantles on it, just like this. And so when I'm all done, it will match perfectly.
And underneath the stove, where you see the wood in the 2 tiers, we're gonna rock or tile or something in those sections. So it'll be rock and then concrete and then rock and then concrete and then the stove.
Yeah.
And then the same rock, I think, will be behind the stove. Yep. We don't have the rock yet, so I'm not sure what we're going to do. We may end up with tile.
I just got a notification that I'm live.
Yay.
How cool is that?
There you go.
Trying to figure out something simpler for the netting. We are using a huge net, and it's a pain to set up when we move the chicken tractor and net around. Going to set up a game camera to see. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Well, I think in, Energy Capital, we talk about it all the time, right? And anytime we can invent systems that take steps out of our day,
yes,
just like your water, like we've talked about, right?
Yeah.
Well, hey, the famous Life with Mike and Jen are in the house, and they did not get a notification. Don't surprise me.
Hello, friend.
Yep. I love the idea of building a place in sections. That's how my mom's side built his house. He just added more over time, and his family grew. Yeah, for us, it was the same thing. As I knew that when I did it, I didn't have the resources to build everything I wanted. And I also knew that the world is weird. And I wanted to make sure that we had a bedroom and a bathroom and a kitchen, because I knew if I had at least that, no matter what else happened out there, we would make it just fine. Well, then we got moved out here, and that's all we had was those. And then we built a living room because that's what I wanted next. And then the next pod added another bedroom. So we had another one, and the laundry room and another bathroom. And now we're finally getting to pod 4, which is going to be my bedroom. Ultimately, our master bedroom. And I want to be down on the floor. I don't want to be upstairs. Like right now, I get up in the middle of the night and go down the stairs to pee. And then B leaves seeds all over the kitchen floor, and I trip all over them, and I hurt myself, and seeds go sprawling everywhere. And I don't want to do that anymore.
And it's not fun.
It's not fun.
For anyone.
Let me see. You got to give us your arched entries video soon, please. Big B, I have them out there. I filmed how I build arches in some of my previous videos. And I don't think I have any coming up that I got to build. I don't think so.
Well, all the building is done.
Yeah, all that means that's pretty much done.
Now we're up to finishing.
Yeah, because I have arches in my living room. 1, 2, 3 are in my living room.
Mm-hmm.
But I love building arches. They're super, super easy. He says, okay, so for aesthetics, laugh out loud. Pretty sure lower down is more efficient. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But if you guys haven't noticed, I like building things with character. And I like having something to look at everywhere I go. I just do. I know this sounds weird to a lot of people, but which is okay.
It was basically so he didn't have to bend over too deeply to put wood in the fireplace.
Life Mega Jen said, I missed a lot. Did he spill anything in the dark since last time? No, but I'll tell you what, that was enough. That one experience for me, because I didn't see him at all, and I was in a hurry, and I ate it hard. Yeah. I ate it hard. Big B says, I'll check it out. Yeah, there's a couple building videos in there where I do the arches, and they're real easy to do. I've done a bunch of them, but let me see. I've heard to put fishing line in a crisscross across the top of the pen. Yeah, I would think they'd have a harder time seeing the
fishing line.
The fishing line
instead of wire.
Yeah, but who knows, right? Who knows? What else we got? Oh, guys,
you can also hang things from it too.
No, that's true. Or like ribbon or something.
Or that marking tape.
Yeah. I think you'd be better off just taking some, like I got a lot of that red cable, that really itty bitty tiny red cable.
Yeah.
And just stretching it across and put, I don't remember what the hell they're called.
Grommets.
No, the thing I tighten like on the solar panel. It's got the 2 loops on there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember what they call them. But anyway, and just tighten them down, and that way you can move it, and it'll clip on and off, and, all of those kind of things.
It's a something buckle.
Yeah. Turnbuckle. Hey, Sue says, that's how my husband does things. Everything goes where he doesn't have to bend down. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, and maybe it's just because I've worked too hard, but if I'm on my feet, I'm as good as I ever was. But getting up and down hurts. Like I don't like
hurts your legs.
Yeah, I get up, my knee hurts, and then the next week it's an ankle, or then whatever it is. I want to work right here, right? And I want to work right here if I can. You think that's funny?
That is funny.
Fishing line in the web keeps the seagulls off the boats. I can understand not wanting to bed considering back issues are cumulative. Yeah. Yeah, Tamara says, I love that tree. I do too. And I can't wait to get it all done. B's going to have to spend a lot of time finishing it because it needs a lot of work still.
Sanding it.
We don't want to sand it a lot though, because I want to kind of leave it the way it is. I just got to get all the little fibers off and everything off so that when I epoxy it or polyurethane it, they don't get caught up in that. And I thought I'd show you guys something else that's pretty cool. So I had a phone call from a place that I buy metal, and a buddy of mine, another friend of mine who likes to buy metal. We got a call that said, hey, we've got some of these stands that we built for people and they don't want them. Are you guys interested in them? And so check out what I got. So I bought this. See it right there. See, HME is who built it. But I bought this stand. And this is just a metal stand. It's to hold.
I can see the long bars. You'd put long stuff across, but what are the loops for?
Sheet metal.
Oh, to stand them
to
up.
stand them up in there, right? And this will be a great addition.
Wouldn't those be in the way of the things on top? Oh, there's no bar across them. I see then.
Yeah, it'll be all right. Everything else goes above it, and I've got all kinds of scrap metal laying around. So
that's a lot of metal. Will
that's
go
a
on
lot
that.
of metal. It'd be a good. It's a great rack, and it's a
Or
great.
you could put wood on it.
I can put anything we want to on it. Yeah, but pretty cool, huh?
That is
Yeah,
really cool.
I thought you guys might appreciate that.
How heavy is that?
Heavy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you have to move it with a skid loader.
Yeah. See, I'm assuming it's Jen says I was working with our youngest to help her old mama figure out social media and how to do videos. Oh, good. Yeah. Nito says I bought bird netting for fruit trees and put it over the open chicken runs, but it was meant to keep chickens in.
Fruit trees.
Perfect for organizing metal stuff. Yeah, I couldn't agree. I like stuff like that. I love going to auctions and buying racks and stands, and I can just use them in so many different things.
But you never know what you come across.
Yeah, fireplace looks great. Centers up the room a purpose. Yeah, I love the fireplace too. It's one of my favorite things. My favorite part about it is B put all the rock on it. You know, like she does all that. So it's pretty cool. Yep, nice metal rack. Dude, that looks like a great rack. Yeah, great find. Yeah, that's what I thought too. And so there was two of them. And so one of my buddies here in the community got one of them and I got the other one. So probably paid a lot for them.
How much was it?
Well, we paid $450 a piece for them. So I gave $450 for that rack, but I couldn't build it for that. That's big, thick metal and, you know, so I can't really complain, I guess, right? I mean, that's not.
So do you put that outside and put metal on it, or that's something that goes inside? Is that going to ruin sitting out there?
I will put it outside probably.
So it's meant
but
to
what
be
would be
out?
better to put it over is like a 3-sided shed.
Oh,
you know, we'll just keep the rain off of it. That's what I prefer to put it on. But I don't know. We'll see. Right? Hey, Rickster, what's up? Rickster's in the house. All right, what else on your list? I've been rambling. Anything else you got on your list? Let me just keep going.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Just keep it rolling on. A couple things I found interesting. You guys want to get onto some news and some weird stuff all over the internet that I find weird? Did you guys check this out? This is. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. So this is, check this out, babe. So this is apparently Biden-Harris headquarters X or Twitter page. But now what it says here is, let me see here. Where did it say it at here? Okay, so we're the official digital rapid response channel for the Biden-Harris campaigns. I don't know if this is true or not. But why would they make his eyes red? Isn't that weird?
I thought I had to have where is this?
This is on Twitter, or formerly known as Twitter, now called X.
Oh.
But why are his eyes red?
Doesn't it have to have a blue check mark in order for it to be official? Was that Twitter that does that?
Well, it says right there that they are the official.
There's only 4
channel.
following.
No, there's 264,000 followers. They're following that story. But another thing I found interesting when I was going, I'm going to show you guys a couple of these. But this is all just campaigning stuff. It's all talking about, Trump, or right here, this one's the Veterans Day. Let's remember what the last guy thinks of our service members. He's bashing on Trump's for calling soldiers suckers. And anyway, I just found, why would his eyes be red? I just don't understand. I don't understand. Let's see what else we got here. Auction tips, anyone for day 1K? I don't know what that means, bud. Just build a lid over it. Yeah, I need to. Put it in between your Connex boxes with a roof over the middle. Yeah. It keeps all those things he's been hoarding nice and organized. Yeah, I know, right? On the cedar tree pole, after sanding, apply a water-based primer. I'm assuming that she says, but I'm assuming that's primer. Good night. It's been a long day. Easy. Good night to you. Could be like a Babylon Bee type thing. Yeah, they're 81 million strong. See, water-based wood primer before sealer. It will smooth at the grain and bring out the colors in the wood. Oh, cool. I've never used that. Neat. Anyway, I found this was just super interesting that his eyes were red. I'll get rid of it now, but let me see here if I can. I got something else I want to show you guys. How do I get rid of that? Okay, there we go. All right, I want to share one more with you guys that I found super interesting here. Yeah, let me see here. Right there, share. Oh, is that the same one? Oh, I don't want that one. All right, let's try this again here. Share screen, share screen.
What was that? The dogs must be getting into something.
See it here. Oh, right here. This was funny. Check this out. Okay, so the same Hair and Bias thing says your handy guide to responding to crazy MAGA nonsense this Thanksgiving. So President Biden put out a guide on how to talk to your crazy MAGA following friends and family members during Thanksgiving.
Huh.
Isn't that funny how they have to convince you they're right? Like the facts don't stand on their own, but I'll share some of these, which is funny, I thought. So when a crazy MAGA person says that the economy was better during Trump, tell them they're wrong. Just some of this stuff's just right. Inflation is the lowest it's been in 2 years. The economy is growing and unemployment has been under 4% for the longest stretch on record. Or what if they say Trump is going to protect Social Security and Medicare? You're supposed to say, are you kidding me?
This is so they
don't you find this
start
funny?
A fight.
I don't know.
So that they can argue at Christmas or at Thanksgiving time and then save money for Christmas.
They're telling people to go and argue at Thanksgiving, right? I mean, this is what he has to say on Thanksgiving, right? Trump secured the border. No, and I'm not a Trump fan.
No.
You guys know this about me. I'm not, but I just think it's absolutely crazy that assuming this is true, the world leaders respected Trump when the world was safer. Heads of state literally laughed and mocked Trump at the UN. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I find that so interesting. All right, where are we at here?
How is that even helpful?
It doesn't do anything.
Right.
It creates divide.
Yes. And arguing.
And I can't believe that the White House, the President of the United States, put a list out prior to Thanksgiving so you could go in prepared to defend him. Isn't that crazy? Just to me, it's just so crazy.
And look how many there's. Look,
there's tons.
Like it.
Oh, yeah, and I could have kept going forever. There's a whole bunch of the stuff that they did. It just drives me nuts. Did you see the latest train derailment tag? I don't know which one. Was there one today? I haven't looked at hardly much news today. So division at its finest. Yep. Have to keep it simple for the mentally challenged who want to argue for liberal politics. Yeah, this is a satire site. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. That's why
it would have to be. Why else would that?
Yeah, but if you guys, here's the thing, Eagle Lover, is that when I Googled this, when I heard about this, I Googled it. It was on the Biden administration had issued this list, was on every news channel. You can find it on MSNBC. You can find it on Fox. You can find it on CNN. You can find it on the New York Post. You can find it on the Washington Times. You can find it on all of those. So I'm pretty confident that this actually happened, although obviously it didn't come to, my inbox, but the goal is to keep us Americans divided. I could not agree more. 100%. Anyway, I thought you guys would find it interesting. I found that, super interesting. You want to get into some politics? Let me see here. See what happens here?
No.
Okay, let's do it anyway. Okay, I found this interesting. But this isn't politics. This is just the news articles that blows me away, So exclusive. OpenAI researchers warned board of AI breakthrough ahead of the CEO ouster. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with any of this, but Sam Altman, right, the founder and was the CEO of OpenAI, right? But this isn't what's important. So he went through this exile. Then staffers wrote some letters. They brought him back, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, there is a new system, not a new system. So part of the AI is learning how to do mathematics, right? And so, I don't know if you know this, but like the Russians and the Chinese have said, whoever masters the AI first will rule the world. Okay. But does anybody find it interesting? If you come down here to the bottom, this last paragraph down here, after being contacted by Reuters, OpenAI, which declined to comment, acknowledged in an internal message to staffers a project called Q.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah. So Q is part of this program of mathematics inside OpenAI. I find that interesting.
There's already a Q.
So
now there's a new Q?
Apparently.
So now we're going to have to, yeah.
I just find it interesting they call it Q, because you could have called it anything you wanted to, right?
Yeah. We could have called it anything.
Ghetto says that train derailment was in Kentucky. It's huge, but not too many news agencies talking about it. Yeah, I will check it out when we get out of here. But Ghetto, I did not know that, but thank you.
Did
I
you
highly
say that
doubt
was today? The train derailment?
Yeah, apparently it's happening right now.
Okay.
WA says, I highly doubt the crazy Uncle Joe that actually put that doesn't look like a legit page. I can see any Dem. Okay, but here, this is the thing. If you look, and I don't know, WA, but I'm telling you, it's on Fox News, it's on CNN, it's on MSNBC, and it all says Biden Harris put it out. This was the only site I could actually find the list on, though. Like they would talk about it and they would quote some of them in some of the articles, but I couldn't find it otherwise. Big argument at the dinner table, and then mashed potatoes flying.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I agree with that, Lindy. Let me see here. Why not Q? Everything else gets hijacked. They went from global warming to climate change. True, but again, I just find it super fascinating they would call it Q. Of everything else, why would they call it, Oh, Ghetto says happened yesterday. Chemical spill and fire. Lots of evacuations. Interesting. Interesting. We'll go to the next one?
Yeah.
What's this one here we got going on here? Oh, so Janet Yellen said that it is their jobs to explain Biden's greatness to Americans. If you have to explain to somebody how great you are, you're not that great. I have to tell you that. But I found it funny that Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen discussed the Biden administration's effort to improve the economy, emphasizing the potential for decreasing inflation, strong labor markets, and investments to create more jobs and opportunities. And it's her job to explain to Americans about Biden's greatness. That's stupid.
She better get busy.
Yeah, crazy. Let me see. There are something like 4 train derailments every day. You can search it quick enough. Yeah. Then there is the new Wu flu. Makes a whole new case for the Z finale. The real problem is there's 4 sides to politics: ultra left, ultra right, then us in the middle on each side. The ultra is always the loudest. Yeah, I ain't part of any of them. I am not a Republican. I am not a Democrat, and nor do I want to be. I'm not a moderate. I'm not none of those. He's great at falling up the stairs and shaking imaginary people's hands. Yeah. Anyway, I found that interesting. Let's see what else we got up there. Oh, this was cool. So, because it's important, right, that we talk about how great the economy is. I couldn't believe this. So the press secretary got up and gave a speech. And if you look in the background, this Thanksgiving prices are down. So it says airline tickets are down, car rentals are down, toys are down, television's down, eggs are down 22%, milk's down 1.6, bacon's down 5.1, fresh vegetables 2.2. An average of Thanksgiving dinner will cost you 4.5% less this year. Turkey's down 5.6, stuffing 2.8, frozen pie crust 4.9. Can't forget that, right? Cranberries 18.3, frozen pies 1.1, whipping cream 22%, and whole milk 2.6%. They're really trying to sell us, I think. I think this is hilarious.
I didn't see any sales on milk or...
Yeah, guys, it's such a crock. If they have to come out and tell you how great the economy is, it's not that great.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, are we really that stupid?
$1.30 a pound for turkey. Well, who got the cheapest turkey?
Oh, yeah, that'd be interesting. Who got the cheapest turkey? Wasn't Q the omnipotent person on Star Trek? I never watched Star Trek, so I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, after they hike up the prices and bring them down a small notch, but also shrink the packages. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that Muppet needs to go away. The eye blinking is like those baby dolls from the 70s that the eyes close when you tilted it. Take the Ride says, it's hilarious watching the propaganda, trying to tell you 2 + 2 is 5. Yeah, this makes no sense. Take the Ride. I don't know how. I think, right here. She said it best right there. How can she do that with a straight face? I mean, seriously, I think it's so crazy how they're getting way out in front of that and saying, oh, it's wonderful. Oh, it's wonderful. Oh, it's wonderful, that all they have to do is say it and dream it and it will become true. Right?
She's just doing her job.
I mean, what can I wish for? If I just wish long enough, it'll come true. I can warm your heart.
Yeah.
I can warm your heart.
Holy cow, your hands are freezing. Oh my gosh.
We got a free run from hubby's work. Oh, she wins. Maybe her mask is tight. Yeah, maybe. Hilltop said, hey, Hilltop said, I paid $1.69 a pound for my turkey. We'll have to keep figuring out what people paid for their turkeys. Yeah, I can't even believe how much they sit there and try to push that down our throats that, oh, the economy's great. The economy's great. Oh, the economy's great. Oh, can you guys see what housing prices have done? Car prices have done everything. I'm a weird numbers guy. I can tell you to the 2x4s were $2 a piece when I built this place.
Hey, gas was down. Did you see that?
Mm. Well, babe, they moved them down. But here's the thing: if you take gas up to $4 and then back down to $3.75 and call it a victory, it's not a victory. I mean, it's just crazy to me how it works. You know, could she actually believe what she's saying? You know what? Actually, there's some truth to this, Rhonda, because they're in Washington probably isolated from a lot of what actually happens, and they're probably just regurgitating what they're told.
And they're told, yes.
And they're said, hey, you know, whipped cream's down 22%, eggs are down 24%. Okay,
bacon.
Cool. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
It is legal for the government to lie. A lot of people don't know this, but it is actually legal for them to lie to the American people. Yep, complete disconnect. I would agree. Oops. Let me see. They didn't dare list cooking oil, Crisco, tinfoil. Those prices have skyrocketed. Give him a stack of would-be.
Yeah.
They don't count groceries and fuel. Well, I mean, there's a lot of groceries on that list, you know, but so crazy. A psychiatrist I worked with for CASA told me years ago that the definition of a compulsive liar was that they actually believed their lies as though it actually happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pete says $5.30 diesel there in California.
Mm.
Yeah. Live long and free tag. Amen. I'm working on it. I'm trying. All right, ready for another one?
Yeah.
Found this article from the Daily Mail that I thought was pretty interesting. It says Americans who bought up large rural homes during COVID are now selling up and returning to cities as more employers end work from home rules. So as employers start requiring employees to return back to the workforce, apparently I don't know if this is true or not. This is just an article that I read 23 hours ago, right? That they're leaving the rural areas. So maybe that creates some buying opportunities for people wanting to, move out into the country. But a new wave of housing migration has seen some homeowners selling their spacious pandemic purchases and heading back to the city as more companies are calling upon employees to return to the office. Workers who moved during COVID-19 are being forced to return or quit. Pretty interesting, right? We bought our turkey when the commissary marked them down after last year's holiday season. Oh, good for you.
That was good.
Yeah, we didn't buy one because B had a handful of them in the freezer still. So everything is lower than what or when. Yeah. Got to figure out the status jujitsu. I just had a talk with Louise and Ryan Milliman of the Forgotten Ways, which I love. I call Louise the Freedom Firecracker. They're great people. They found this guy, Ron Gibson, and tracked down and got them their paperwork for a land patent. Yeah, her and I've had a few conversations about that as well. Anything else you can add besides that? Because I'm sure a lot of people would like to know more about that. Tyson is requiring their employees to go back into offices. There was a huge welcome back here in Northwest Arkansas this summer. New York passed 2.13 law just the other day. That is something that should be headline news everywhere. Imagine someone dragging you to a quarantine camp because you have a cold.
Eek.
No thanks. What are you looking at?
I was looking to see his message.
Now, where are we at here? Oh my goodness. Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Karen W. Hey, welcome. And we have not had our Thanksgiving yet. We're having ours on Sunday because that's the only time I could get everybody together. That's interesting. I wonder if they can afford the newer, higher interest rates or will end up renting now. BlackRock might acquire some of those homes. This is actually a really good point, LJC. I wonder if that's on purpose because if they're paying high interest rates and higher prices, they'll be a slave longer. I wonder if It just doesn't matter because money's easy now. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I think that's a really great point. That doesn't add up well with there being more commercial office space for sale than there ever has been. Yeah, and this is the Daily Mail, so obviously take it with a grain of salt. But I found the article interesting nonetheless. Harris and hubby gave a Thanksgiving greeting from their kitchen in front of their gas stove. I seen that. I actually might have put that in here too today somewhere. I read that. That was so interesting. So Kamala Harris and their hubby did a Thanksgiving greeting from their kitchen. And there's a gas stove behind you. Now there's been this big push about outlawing gas stoves.
Yep.
But yeah, she's using one. Because the rules don't apply to them, Tringo. Right? A guy at the Thanksgiving dinner I went to keeps track of job positions at hospitals across the country. Openings for respiratory doctors just went from 5 to about 500 overnight.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, I wonder what that is.
For respiratory doctors?
Yeah, I wonder why that is. I'd like to know more about
respiratory.
that. 300% of what I paid in 2020 wouldn't even break me even to rebuild now. Right. Yep. Rules for thee, but not for me. Nito, she hit it right on the head. Right.
Yeah. My mom would always say, don't do as I do as I say.
Mm-hmm. Horrible saying. I found this map, and you guys know that I'm real big on doing needs analysis to take you wherever it is you're going. This was a freedom map. And I don't know that I necessarily agree with all of this, but this is just what they came up with. But this talks about which states are the most free. So the dark blue are the most restricted. And this is the reason why I actually put this up. So Oregon, California,
New York,
New Jersey, New York, and Hawaii are the top 5. Does anybody know what all of those have in common?
I forgot about Hawaii.
Anybody have any idea what all those have in common? Those are all the super liberal states, right? And if you look at the top 5 in freedom, which would be the yellow, there's Arizona, Nevada. I think Arizona's pretty liberal, right? Nevada, I'm not sure about. South Dakota is certainly conservative. Florida's conservative. And New Hampshire would be conservative. New Hampshire, I was just up there, huh? Yeah. But anyway, I found that interesting. My beloved state's right in the middle. What we got here? Eagle Lover says the new Wu flu. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff coming out with that. There's that new respiratory thing in kids in China going on too. I think I have an article about it in here. I think so anyway. I must have missed some. Let me see here. They received the paperwork the last time I talked to them. They still need to bring it to get recorded, I believe. I need to follow up and get an update. Yeah, I'd like to know where that's at. RSV is gaining steam among young folks. Yeah, I think I got an article in here. We're going to talk about that, I think. Yeah. China has a new pneumonia epidemic going through their schools. I wonder if I can find this.
Yikes.
I'll get back to these maps. I've got it in here, I think, somewhere. I'm just going to put it up. Like I can't see it down there. Oh, yeah, right there.
China.
Yep. So China releases new information as hospitals overrun with children suffering respiratory illness. Right. China has released new information after the World Health Organization demanded more detail on a mystery respiratory illness attacking children in the country. I think that's what they're talking about. Right. I found this interesting too. This was a map of building permits issued per 100,000 residents, right, in September 2023. So
in 1 month.
In 1 month per 100,000. So the darker the blue, the more building permits that were issued.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. And the lighter the color is, the least amount of building permits were issued. And I just put that circle around there because I like to think we're making a dent.
Because it's getting blue.
It's getting blue. Anyway.
But man, Arizona, did you see that?
Yeah.
It was all blue.
Yep. Communist states. The new Wu flu is a pneumonia type, hence more respiratory therapists. Yeah. Let me see here.
From 50 to 500?
Utah's very conservative. Okay. That's a bunch of bull. I don't know what you're talking about, but it probably is. As long as you stay out of the 2 counties in Reno and Vegas, the rest of the state is not liberal. What's going on in southern Utah? Let me see here. Put that map back up there. Southern Utah. Well, I don't know. Look at that right there, that dark blue. I don't know. I don't even know which town that is. Look here. Our county doesn't require a permit. I love it. I love it. Let me see here. Oh, that's that one. I think that might be my last one. Oh yeah, this is something I wanted to talk about real quick. Guys, I found there's so many articles out there. No, there's a lot of these though. This wasn't the only one. This was Newsweek, but there's a whole bunch talking about how the sun has become more active, bursting with sunspots and sending plumes of hot plasma out into space. In the last week, sunspot numbers have increased 10 times, dotting the sun's surface with black pock marks, spewing out several coronal mass ejections every single day. And the only reason I dumped this one in here is because everything I looked at had several of these. And so apparently there's been a bunch of them. They're saying one supposed to hit, a minor one supposed to hit tomorrow, but be on the lookout. There are things you can do about a coronal mass ejection. There's things you can do to, lessen the damage. But, we're a very electronics heavy, world today. And you get one of them, you might, you could certainly be in trouble. So just kind of a heads up to that. Let me see here. 2 counties. I did that one. Here we go. A wish for a Cat D6 high track, not an electric one. Yeah, I'd love to have one of them. Utah, its vacation spots are being built. Is that what that is? I don't have any idea.
Vacation spots.
Here we go. Let me see. St. George, Utah. Our oldest went to Dixie State, and they are moving back here in January. Utah is turning purple, especially the Salt Lake City area. Yeah, the poles are shifting. I actually think there might be some truth to that. I've got a good buddy who kind of digs into that every single day, and I don't understand it as well, so I'm not going to, talk a lot about it because I don't want to look stupid, but there is a lot of information out there to suggest that's true. Just looked it up. That's Kane County, Utah, population 4,600. That's very suspect, maybe is what you're saying.
Yeah. Suspicious.
Cheryl Seller, hello. You're not too late. The good news is you get to come in right at the end, right? Tag, do you have a recommendation for EMP protection for vehicles? I use EMP shields, as everybody here knows, and I promote them a lot on your vehicles. Here's the thing about a vehicle, though, guys, is that it's a pretty small footprint, and most vehicles are already encased in metal. And so it's going to offer a fair level of protection. And then you go put it in a garage, which offers another layer of protection and those kind of things. So, I use EMP shields. I have them on all my vehicles, Gizmo. And let me see here. It's called a solar cycle or a sunspot cycle. It happens every 11 years. We look forward to them going up in ham radio. Better HF long distance communications. Yeah, and I know it's called a solar cycle, and I know a lot of things are cycle, much like climate changing. But I just don't want to see it, wipe anything out. That would be bad, Let me see. Salt Lake is super liberal. Yeah, good channel to follow is the Sun is Subservers. See, our county doesn't require a permit either, but you have to pay a fee to apply, so they can tell you don't need one, and have to post a letter they send you at the building site. Sounds like a permit. The ASU says, what? Wait, vehicles go in garages? Yeah, all I'm saying is it's a small footprint, like you guys, your cell phone. The chances of something, the only way it's going to get hurt is if it comes down through the line and then up into your phone. If your phone's plugged in, I could absolutely see it getting fried. But if it's not plugged in, it's just not a big enough footprint, to, amass that kind of electricity. Even if you get into an EMP and the E3 part of the EMP, they're pretty small, So I would imagine there'd be a lot to it, but I'm not an expert. So just so you know, and I do not claim to be. Anyway, we're an hour and 45. What else you got? I've been rambling.
That is not anything new.
Do I ramble a lot?
You talk a lot.
Do I?
Yeah.
Do I talk to you a lot?
Sometimes.
Would you say I'm a great communicator?
No.
Well,
you talk a lot, but you're not saying anything. You're just ready to go.
Do it. Go on, show it.
No.
Wasn't there a go cheer?
A go?
N-G-O, let's go. How's that go?
There's a lot of go cheers.
Oh, let's hear one.
No.
You guys want to hear B do a cheer?
No.
I think I'm going to lose this one. Yeah. I think I'm going to lose it. Yeah, okay. Well, guys, a couple other things real quick is basics. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in our world today, and I don't know where everybody is, and you certainly don't have to tell me and change it, but make sure you got a way to filter water. Make sure you got a way to produce a little bit of energy, right? Just the basics, even if it's just little stuff. Make sure you have those kind of things. I'm telling you, something happens, it will make your life a whole lot easier. Hey guys, go check out Horse Range Mountain Farm. They said they got to go, got a long day tomorrow. I was glad you guys were here. Yeah, but go check them out.
Thank you for coming.
Yep, thanks for coming. Let me see. I don't charge my phone at night. I leave it in the other room. We have Faraday bags for the laptops, tablets, and phones. They stay in there unless being used. Yeah, as long as it's not plugged in, Jen, I'm telling you, I've been in a lot of meetings about these kind of things. Because if it's not plugged into the wall, your cell phone's going to be just fine. Now,
even if it's just sitting there,
but it can't get enough electricity. But if what you're worried about is it turning on and recording in the middle of the night, if what you're worried about is it releasing, radiation or releasing frequency, then a Faraday bag would stop it from releasing those things. So there'd certainly be some need for that, right? The key to any relationship, whether it's personal or professional, is effective communications. Well, apparently I'm not any good at it, B says. Right?
Sometimes, but not always. No, not always.
When I listen to What Warmed Your Heart, I hit that nail on the head.
Not always.
Suspicious observers are great for solar information. Yeah, Mike and Jen, I'm telling you, your cell phone will be just fine. What you really got to worry about is the antenna, which is basically the grid, right? The power lines, all the stuff that comes in. That's where most of the power will come in, is right through those. There's some radiating power that can come on the E3 or some of those kind of things of an EMP, but the vast majority of your damage is going to travel right down the electrical line, come right into your house, and it's coming fast enough. Your breakers won't trip quick enough, right, to be able to deal with that over voltage. But just your cell phone sitting on a table will probably be fine. A laptop will probably be fine. Most modern cars will probably be fine.
So just driving down the road, you could make it
home.
And
it may turn off and turn back on now. But the problem is, guys, here's the thing: all this is theoretical.
Yeah, we don't know,
right? Because they don't really test this stuff much, So I don't want to say it's all theoretical, but from what I understand, it all has to do with how big a footprint you got, right? So, and if you can think how big the grid is, right? It's such a huge footprint, yeah. So anything attempted to it, right?
Yeah.
So hence the need for an EMP shield. That's right. Because what it does, it just dumps the overvoltage, right? That gets passed. And I think it's super safe insurance. I have them on my house and my solar system, but I'm going to tell you, it's not because of an EMP. It's just because of lightning.
Well, we had at our old house, we would have to change the router every year. Every spring when we'd get storms, we would get lightning and such. And I don't know why they didn't ever say it was because of the storms, but every single year we'd have to get new routers, and almost like clockwork. And here we have not had to, knock on wood, we haven't had to replace the routers yet. And they're,
it's because it cleans all that energy.
You said it like dumps it or something. Yeah. It cleans it. It cleans the electricity.
Yeah. It shunts, lack of a better word.
Over voltages.
Yeah.
So if you have a house, if you're in your house and you have washing machines or dishwashers or refrigerators, things that like keep breaking, and you're like, man, I just bought that. It could be because you have over electricity coming in, over voltage coming in.
Yeah, and the grid's not super clean. I mean, so you can get power.
You say that. What do you mean it's not dirty?
Well,
right?
Yeah, what I mean is that you have fluctuations in the amount of power that you have. And so because it's not exactly the same all the way through.
Who would even know that?
I don't know.
I didn't know that.
Big Kid says, so does that mean an off-grid home is less likely to be bothered with because it's a smaller grid? 100%. That's 100% true. Now you have solar panels out there. That's a big collector, right? That's still a big collector. And then that runs down that line, right? It can certainly cause you damage. But what you said there, Big Kid's 100% true. By the way, Survival Dispatch did a plug on EMP Shield, a little more info than I had before. Cool. A few years ago, lightning hit the power line outside my parents' home and fried everything plugged in. Yep. Well, guys, a lightning bolt could be 1 billion volts of electricity. I mean, if you think about,
wow.
Well, think about the difference between 120 volt plug or 110 volt plug and 1 billion volts, and what kind of damage that will cause. I mean, it's significant. I got a LifePo 4 Blue Eddy 600 watt output portable power bank that works great for powering small stuff, charging phone, power tool batteries, radios. Caught it on sale for like around 200. Wonderful. Make sure you guys have some way to have energy. It's super important. I don't worry about much stuff because my phone don't work if there's no cell towers anyways. My thing that don't use outside sources need to be protected. If I remember, Rain Country uses EMP Shield too. Yes, they do. There are a lot of people using them, but and I love knowing that I have some level of protection against EMP. But I'm gonna tell you guys, the reason I do it's lightning, because I have so much money wrapped up into it, and the Freedom Electrical Co-op and the Jericho Water Treatment Facility, and I just don't want to have to replace it all again. And it's super cheap insurance to put a super high speed surge protector on, right? So
super high speed surge protector.
Yeah. That's what it is it's a surge protector, but it's just super high speed. It reacts really, really quick.
Yeah.
Which is what allows it to do the, to do the things.
Yeah. Well, and two, if you have it on your place and you do get over voltage and it does get broken, then you can have it repaired just like the water company that they had was it a direct hit that blew it right off the wall?
Yeah. The building took a direct hit. But
lightning.
Lightning, yep.
And then it blew the EMP shield off the wall, or the electrical box?
No,
off?
the EMP shield.
It blew the EMP shield off the wall.
Yep.
And it melted it, right?
Yeah, it was all black and cracked, but they had no damage other than that.
And
they just replaced the EMP shield.
You replaced the EMP shield, put a new one back on.
Yeah. Take the Right said working to set up a 3.2 volt LifePo 4 batteries with a Dali BMS for a 1.9 kilowatt solar panels and 3 kilowatt charge controller inverter. Keep going,
and
man.
You knew exactly what that meant, right? Because that's right up your. And I'm going, what?
You don't?
No. And we're going, no.
Why don't you tell us what you know about solar?
You flip the switches if it doesn't turn on.
Yeah, so here's a lesson in this about being able to do things when your spouse isn't around and being a student of your farm, right? Mm-hmm. Right? Are you a student of it?
Well, so that's the thing. It all works. So there's nothing, once it's set up, there's nothing you have to go do to it, unless you run out of.
Speak for yourself.
Unless you run out. Well, what do you do to it? Mm-hmm. There's not much upkeep on it. I mean, I have to go out and get the snow off the panels, I guess. That's all my job. But
yep. So power surge fried my computer, even with it plugged into a power surge bar. But guys, here's the thing: is that not all surge are created equal.
The surges or the surge protectors?
Right. They're not all created equal. You buy those ones for $4.99 at Walmart or whatever it is. Nothing's good. I mean,
they don't work.
Well, they're going to work a little bit, but they're not. But you have to understand something. A lightning bolt it could be 1 billion volts of electricity, and it's super fast. You got to have a pretty good one to deal with lightning. That's why if you look at the warranty of every surge protector on the market, except EMP Shield, all say they do not protect against acts of God.
Yeah. What are they protecting against?
Non-active gods, which would be the power company. You have a surge coming through your power line via the power company.
Okay, so it protects against that.
Yeah, but that's not going to.
Dirty electricity is what you call that.
Correct. Perhaps we should put in a lightning rod, get some crazy electrical storms. You know what? I've had a lot of people say put electric lightning rod in. I have a problem with trying to guide lightning to a point in my house. I just don't. No. Hey, Chase, what's going on, bud? Pockety says, yeah, it's a 48 volt DC battery, actually 51.2 with solar modules and all-in-one controller inverter. Simple. Did you hear that? The instigator said it's simple.
I still was lost at 48. What V blob C?
V stands for victory.
Yes.
Lightning is the most common thing you will encounter, I believe. Talk to some amateur radio folks that lost 10K worth of equipment from a lightning strike. Yep. That's why my ham radio has protection on it.
Yeah.
I have lightning rods on my chicken coops. Fried chicken. Got my wife thinking hard about coming out to Kansas. Dude, Kansas is a great place. I love where we live. I absolutely love where we live. Yeah, Rickster says Utah is another great place to live, but it's not as cool as Kansas. especially because it's on the wrong side of the Rocky Mountains, which means you're closer to all of those people in California.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know what you said, but Jen thought it was funny.
Shh. I don't know.
Let me see here. Had several APC boxes blown by lightning. Yeah, lightning's a real deal. And I think it's, as they were talking about, Take the Ride was talking about earlier, it's the most common thing you're going to deal with. You know, it's funny, we spent all this time prepping for an economic collapse, for World War III, for the Great Pandemic, when the fact is the most likely shit hit the fan scenario is fire.
Mm.
Are you spending as much time and energy trying to stop the forest fire as you are, you know, the Great Pandemic or whatever? You know, or lightning. I mean,
Yeah,
those common things. Well, you know,
you're right though.
Karen says, I have a breaker box plus one for the load managed circuit. Do I need 2 EMP shields? I have a breaker box plus one for the load. No, one should do it. One should. Let me see here. I'd consider Oklahoma, but it's okay. Love talking to you in Kentucky Festival in Bowling Green. Yeah, I had a good time. I seen they posted my speech the other day. That was pretty cool.
Oh, I loved listening to that. I'm glad
Did you?
that, yeah. And the guy at the end that was like, thank you. I don't talk much.
Yeah, I made warm my heart.
To say just thanks. And I was just like, oh, I actually went and found my phone to see if it was showing the audience at all. But it was just right.
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bee's never, in all the times I've went and spoke, she's never came and watched me. She's never seen me speak live in public. And so, I don't know. And I can't record them because I'm talking.
Right.
So it's just whether people post them or not, you know. Yeah, Life with Mike and Jen said, definitely not as cool as Kansas. I lived in Utah and spent time in Kansas. Definitely agree.
Yes.
Yeah. Chase, bring her out to the Midwest Preparedness Project. Yep. Why doesn't Texas fall into the ocean? Is this a trick question? Because it's higher than the ocean. I don't know. There's no main fault. I guess there's not a lot of fault lines down there either. So I don't know. WA, tell us why Texas doesn't fall. Well, someone watched my speech. That's cool.
Yeah. Joj.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Chase says, I'll be at the next one my dad set up at the last one to sell product. Yeah. Because Louisiana's holding their hand. Ha. Because Oklahoma sucks. That's why Texas don't fall into the ocean. You need to find a way to get a solid signal so you can stay connected to the Zoom. Oh yeah, guys, don't forget Thursday nights on Freesteading. There's a Zoom that a lot of us get into, and I've missed a bunch lately because I've been traveling, and then yesterday I didn't because it was Thanksgiving Day, and we were doing other things. But love the Zooms.
I love being able to see people that we interact with that we don't get to see.
Yeah, you're not late, Todd. You're right at the end. Chase says, I was good to see your speech in person. Yeah,
lucky.
No, it ain't that special. Let me see here. California has awesome weather. The problem is that's all they have. They do have awesome weather, though. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you want to talk about before we get out of here? What you got on your heart?
On my heart.
But your heart's warm, right?
It's warm.
It's because your husband went and got you a bunch of wood.
Yes. I was going to talk about, well, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, being thankful, because it's easy to get down on yourself and be in a bad mood and let the suck hit you and take over. So to try to remind yourself to be thankful for the things that we do have, even if it's at that point in time just life. We were at the Festivus, and afterwards we had a everything at the Festivus, things were going great, lots of people, lots of interaction. And then afterwards, one of our friends posted a message to a group of us that said, sorry if I wasn't myself, and sorry, you know, some things are going on and this is happening, and you know, sorry. And I read it and thought, well, gosh, I didn't really even notice, you know, that person off at all. But then somebody else said, you know, oh, you know, my heart is with you and we're thinking about you. And I too am struggling right now. And I was like, wow, that person was struggling. I didn't even notice that either.
Mm-hmm.
But then getting home and doing our own thing, and the messages came through and made me think about it, and you know, gosh, I should touch base with this person or what. And then I was like, wait a minute, you know, I've been downing on myself and you know, kind of getting into a funk and calling myself an idiot, you know, God, I'm such an idiot. And, you know, talking to Silver Lining, and we're, she had said, you know, oh, just a momentary lapse of forgetfulness. And I was like, I know how many days are in a year. Like, how can I be so stupid when you ask? And I just, bleh, and I'm like, what did I say? Are you kidding? Of course I know how many days are in a year. Like, I've been around forever. And so like I get into this habit of, you know, gosh, you're such an idiot. Oh, you're such a moron. Geez, you're so stupid. And, you know, doing this, or, you know, oh, I forgot that again. Gosh, you know, and talking bad to myself, you know, like that. And so, you know, in the spirit of Thanksgiving and being positive, and, you know, everybody goes through suck. And at that point in time, it sucks. But you're alive. And I'm grateful for so much. And I have to remind myself, you know, don't talk bad about yourself to yourself. Like, yes, I said something really dumb, and okay, whatever, it's over. You know, I said it to everybody on here, but I have to remind myself to be easy on myself. I'm just human, and I say stupid things, and I do stupid things, and I forget things that shouldn't be forgotten. But I'm human, and be grateful for the life that I've been given and
that you've made.
Oh, I mean,
it was not given.
Well, I was talking about the life, the heart that's beating within me, that life. But yes, this life too has been a lot of work, but I'm grateful for it, and it's wonderful, and I need to appreciate it.
Jen says, if you're feeling down, you can run around the yard in your muck boots and your underwear. You'll be laughing and you'll get more oxygenated blood flowing.
That's true. It's pretty cold for that right now, but
I was in the pool.
Yeah, it would be a quick run.
It'd be a quick run. Yeah, I think those are important things. And, you know, Bruce Lee had a quote, and I can't quote it exactly, but, you know, something to the effect of, don't talk bad about yourself because your mind will believe it.
Because your mind will believe it.
Mm-hmm. And so I think we should never spend much time being down. And, you know, the word next is the greatest word in the English language. Your ability to get on to the next problem, or the ability to let something go, you know.
You are good at that.
I'm great at, well, I have to be, because I worked in the environment I worked in for all those years. You know, you probably don't know this about me, but I don't know if I've ever told you the story, but there were many nights where I would come home stressed, whatever it was, and I would touch the same place in the house when I walked in. And what that reminded me to do is let it go. That those problems that I just experienced and all those things that was going on, I'm not going to bring them through this door. They have to stay outside my house so that I can have some type of normalcy in my life.
The cheerleader, the rah rah.
Yeah,
great. Everything's great.
Yep.
Everything's wonderful.
Yeah. Well, I think too that, you know, our life's got us so wrapped up right now, and there's so much fear out there that it kind of paralyzes us in a lot of ways. And, and I think the system wants us to be paralyzed. The fact of the matter, guys, is, and probably you guys don't know this, I probably spend 3 hours a week catching up on news and what's going on around the world. 3 hours. And so what that means is that I still have 165 hours left, which I spend sleeping, eating, and working on my freedom. I don't give it any more time than that, and if it wasn't for the live, I don't know if I'd even get 3 hours in,
right.
Because I come up here and talk and, try to get myself all squared away and what's going on in the world. And, what can we talk about? And, those kind of things. So don't let the world divide us, and don't let them convince you you're stupid, and don't let them, make you feel like you're stupid. Right. And those kind of things. And don't talk bad about yourself, because you're a brilliant person. Right. And, I tell B all the time how brilliant she is and how smart I think she is. And I've often told her, when there's times where she'll get down or whatever it is, I always try to remind her that I wish she could see herself through my eyes, and that we're often much harder on ourselves, than what we should be. And, there's plenty of distractions out there, but don't let them distract you. Make it motivate you.
Right.
Tunnel that.
Right.
Don't let them get you paralyzed. Tunnel that energy into doing what's great, and tunnel that energy into getting freer, and if you do that, you'll be freer.
Yeah.
Right. And don't let them paralyze you, because I'm telling you guys, you can sit around and wait around and wait around. Put a fucking stake in the ground. Put a stake in the ground, and you'll be much better off for it.
Yeah.
Right. You got here?
Yeah.
All right. What do you say?
Go live a day. Go
live a day. Go live a
day. Go live every day.
Go make down comforters in your front yard. Be warmed by wood that your husband brought home. Live a little bit
freer today than you did yesterday.
Hold the line.
Don't give an inch.
Take out.
Be out.
See you guys. Good night, everybody.
Good night.